Hello everyone, my name is Miss Blitz, and today we're taking a deep mini dive into Renegades. I had the incredible opportunity to visit Bungie HQ and play early build of the expansion. I am very thankful for the chance to experience it firsthand. In this video, I'll be sharing gameplay, impressions, and some of the outstanding moments from my time with the early build. Keep in mind that everything shown in this video is still early build and work in progress, and subject to change as development continues. But Blitz, just tell me if the Grandmasters are coming back. Why are you here? I thought I left you at the vlog video. I'm just curious, Blitz. Everyone is. Just go to my impressions for Vanguard Alert chapter. My impressions for the cinematics animation feels very welcoming. Players who has not watched Star Wars or never had a chance to will enjoy the cutscenes and the story throughout the entire DLC. The inspirations of each of the cutscenes, it's from Star Wars, but it's not overshadowing to make it into Star Wars Destiny. Renegades brings their own elements and so much inspirations from new characters, enemies, weapons, and much more. For someone who has only watched Star Wars into little bits when I was a child, I do enjoy the cutscenes. I can't spoil it, but I will say there are a couple of interesting characters you will like a lot. After watching the cinematics, this is going to be the first mission where you get to rescue Drifter. But Blitz, my Drifter. Who would dare capture him? Drifter got captured by Baron Imperium. He kinda got frozen from stasis, and they capture him. Throughout the whole mission, you will be able to break security, take down the enemies, the ads to get Drifter back. Because let's be honest, we all love Drifter. We don't want him to get unalive. You will be introduced by enemies with Star Wars inspiration. I mean, look at this Cabal. He is wearing white armor. It is completely different. Not only the Cabals in this mission, but the Scions, the War Beasts, or what I like to call them is the mini dogs, mini bosses, and much more. There will be a mini mechanic called the Ablative Armor. This new armor is pretty OP, especially in the future. I can see it very dangerous and challenging. This special armor can consistently regenerate when you are damaging the shield. You must take it down completely, not 80% or 90%, 100%. If not, the ablative armor will regenerate in its health shield, making it look like you didn't do anything or any DPS towards the mini bosses, only to say hello boss, and your special and weapon ammo is low. That's kinda messed up, Blitz. But you can take it down by over damaging the shield. With the fire team breaking down, the shield won't be the issue at all, because everyone will be taking down the shield at the same time. Now for solo, you will need to play a bit aggressive. If not, the shield will regenerate. I haven't fully tested out the best way to take down the shield efficiently, but you can use abilities, and the weapons that I used for this video was a machine gun, pulse rifle. That will work well, or if you're using a strong DPS super, like for your hunter, you can go golden gun, you can go for a romaine super for your hunter. Once you take down the enemies, there will be more objectives, such as navigating the cargo highway. This objective reminds me of the Festering Core a bit, which I like very much. This is a cool jumping puzzle. I had some trouble because I wasn't using a sword at that part. There will be a bunch of thralls storming at you, but at the same time the walls will slowly close up. I kinda got scared of it because it was reminding me of the exotic mission where we had to find the 3 switches in the ground, and pretty much if you don't hit the 3 switches, you pretty much get unalive. The good news is you will just need to destroy a jammer. No switches or crazy scribs or evil moth or Navi the fairy chasing you. Once you destroy the jammer, you bungee get out of there because we are close to rescuing Drifter. There will be much more enemies and cabals with the OP shield. Remember that shield? The apple tip armor. Make sure you play aggressive if you're going for solo, especially when they have those overpowered shields. Finally, we will find Drifter, but in a stasis block. I mean, poor Drifter. This area looked like an experimental room. I feel they wanted to torture Drifter, but we're not gonna let that happen. After you rescue Drifter, you get to escort Drifter and all these enemies are going to push, and overall it's a fun mission.
Able to assist us against Benign. Each slain Imperial soldier I shall attempt to hide.
Once you escort Drifter, you'll be facing a mini boss. And let's not forget it has that special shield. So remember to use strong weapons. And the mission will be complete. You will see another cinematic animation at this mission. I can't spoil you about it, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure Baron is not going to be happy about it.
Damn, lost a little skin there. Thanks for the save, hero. Thought I was gonna end up chilling drinks for the Imperium. Vale, hey, can you get my left leg? It's falling asleep in here. Okay, fine. You talk like the emissary talks. It can't be the 9, and that's why it has to be. No, I'm not gonna ditch you for him. Can't you have a little faith? Knock that off. Just tell Arnor to hurry up and disable that tractor beam so we can blow this fuel depot.
Let me show you a couple of the Renegades quests of Lawless Frontier. There will be a mission where we have to plant Imperium cargo on Europa. I don't want to spoil you of the main reason. There will be a new activity called Forging Matrix Europa Smuggle. This is when we get to use the Renegade coin abilities. There will be a new modifier such as Moderator Health Rules. Basically, it means health recovery is disabled, but you can have healing builds, and enemies can drop healing orbs. Not only that you can use Renegade coins to heal yourself, I may repeat this for another chapter. There is another mod called the Exfiltration Countdown. Next mod is Escalating Difficulty. And my favorite mod we use is called Class Healing. There is mods we pretty much have seen for portals and endgame activities. There is a last one called the Totality Division Controlled. Remember, while you are at the Lawless Frontier, your health recovery is disabled and have greater health and shield. Kind of like the Brawn mod, if we could put it in a simple way. To start the activity, you go to the ship, and this should take you to the objective right away. When going to this mission, there will be a lot of enemies and waves of ads. I do recommend to play with a fire team when playing story mode, especially this one, because there is a lot of enemies, a lot of waves of it. You will have to clear every single one of them. And I mean everything. You will travel to the next objective and collect 11 cargo. You must defeat the rival crew. This is what they look like if you are wondering who to take down. Basically, it looks like a shiny mini boss with a tiny shield over it. The Cabal I took down was called Tough Guy. I'm not joking, I'm serious. His name is Tough Guy. And yeah, that's his name. Look for a shiny boss that is named Tough Guy. Not so tough, is he? They will drop these cute, adorable engrams or cargo where you need to pick it up and take it to the cargo. Or you have to deliver the cargo or the cute engrams. It did took time for me to collect it. This is why I feel with a fire team would be much faster. You will have to do this objective 11 times, and doing this 11 times on solo was a bit long. Plus I wasn't using my custom controller, so jumping while not being able to move the camera was very painful for me. The next objective, you will need to charge the site to site transmat. You will need to take down a arc charge enforcer to get the arc power. They look like these cute little sky blue orbs. They look really cute. When you do collect them from your character, your arc power or power mini buff will be called the conductive charge right up there. There will be an arrow icon on top of it to take out the arc power. You can take down more of the arc charge cabals to get more of the conductive charge buff. I got around ×5. There will be an arrow icon to take the arc power. Almost similar like the matter ball, where you had to give arc power to this regenerator, for example. After that mini objective, there will be a orange portal. There will be another objective to deliver crates. This one's a bit different. When you find these crates, you cannot run while carrying the cargo. You actually drop it right away. I didn't know about it until later on. You will need to walk your way to the arrow icon, or if you have a sword, you can use Eager's Edge to make it more fast and efficient. When you pick it up, you go towards the orange portal, or depending where you have to deliver the crate. It all depends on what the arrow icon takes you. The surrounding ads will keep shooting at you, and you have to be very careful when carrying the heavy crates. The last objective is to load cargo onto the Exfil Hawk. Once the ship arrives, you will need to go to the circle and capture it. This is a similar objective from capturing A, B, and C from Water and Nothing. Once you hit 100%, then you go to the next objective to capture. I had a bug in this footage, so let's just pretend there's a sidearm and I am shooting at the cabals and the ads. It does look like they're hurting themselves than me doing the work. You will need to do this 3 times. And yes, I know this looks funny of my character not holding a weapon. Maybe it's just using telekinesis. Maybe that's the secret power behind this. But we do get to see the white armor designs from the Cabal and Scions. Okay, so maybe if I do that hunter twirl, the bug will be fixed. Let's see if I can fix it. It didn't work, Blitz. Yeah, the positive side, it does look pretty cool. Maybe if I use my Renegade coins and my super, I can fix it. I swear to the Bungie, this will not happen to you. Once you capture the 3 crates, you will you will jump back to the ship. And I promise you, this is a rare bug. This will not happen to you. Usually you can take down the enemies and the cabal and then you just go to the ship. Here are some gameplay of the mission with commentary. Wait. My pulse rifle is working. It's working. Oh wait, it's not working. My exotic machine gun is working. But I don't see this weapon. I swear to the Bungie, I'm a good player. I'm just not used to jumping with no weapons on screen. Okay, if I use my prismatic. Okay, I use my prismatic. And I can't even see my character attacking. I'm so shocked, but at the same time, it's really fun. All I need to do now is just get back to the ship. Okay, so I bungee myself. In other words, I unalive. And then the ghosts revive me. And the bugs actually work. Now I feel more confident to get back to that ship. To finish this mission, there will be a planet called the Selena Morass Venus Bounty Hunt. This is the planet Venus. Just to let you know that this planet will be in the Lawless Frontier activities. Just like the last mission, you'll be able to equip the Renegade abilities before you get to the ship. The planet will have Mystic Forest theme. There will be objectives similar to last mission, but in a different planet. For this mission, we actually need to track down the bounty target. Once you do enough damage to the boss, he will disappear, and you will need to clear out more enemies and waves of acts. There will be an objective called the Triangulate Target. You will need to go to the glowy lights, just like when you're going to the arc pulses from Exodus Crash to collect the intel. There will be a arrow icon where you need to deposit the intel. Once you hit 100%, you will need to clear out 3 waves of fallen enemies. After that, you will need to take down the boss fallen target. There will be around 2 phases of DPS. When the boss is shielded, you will need to capture the plates, and many fallens will push, or in other words, they will storm at you. I do recommend to play with a fire team. Once the shield is gone, try your best to take down the boss as fast as you can. This mission doesn't feel too long. I do enjoy this mission even on solo. It was a cool mission to bounty hunt the boss. This might be my favorite one for the Lawless Frontier. I will revisit it again. If you do want to beat this mission fast, I would play with a fire team. If you like to take your sweet time and not care about time at all, and you need a challenge, then I would definitely just play solo for this mission. My impressions with the exotic mission is a bit shocking, but in a good way. Unfortunately, I can't spoil the mission in details. I do like the theme of the exotic mission. There is an actual meeting of the light and dark. That's the best hint I can give you and for everyone. I feel this mission will be fun for new players. This is a mission where we get to obtain the sweet exotic sword, Prastic Blade. I know what you're thinking right now. What's so great about this sword if we have the axe from the last exotic mission? There's no way it can be way better. Well, this exotic sword will probably be the meta for next season. You'll probably ditch the axe for next season. I personally ditched the axe after using it around 5 minutes. I'll talk a little bit about it more and show more footage. So remember when I was playing the Lawless Frontier from the quest steps, and now you'll be able to replay these activities and get materials and renegade weapons and armor and much more? You can exchange 10 extra lock boxes to get dark matter materials. The names of the Lawless Frontier is Sabotage, Bounty Hunt, Smuggle, and Invasion. This time you want to be careful because now it has revives. You can't really unalive yourself for giggles or act cute because you'll wind up taking down your whole team and sending them back to the ship with little loot. In short, each of the activities are from different planets and objectives. There is a countdown under 30 minutes. If it reaches down to 0, I'm gonna guess that you get sent back to orbit or you go back to the ship and get very little loot. I haven't had it happen to me or with my team. This red planet evasion is actually for PvE VP. Let's talk about the PvE team. You click on this red planet called the contested territory. There will be choices for you to pick with your fire team. Remember that you can pick and choose which renegade abilities you would like to use from your vendor or the shank vendor. I do advise to talk with your team when planning to play these activities, especially what renegades you are using. There's a twist for this new PvE VP activity. You are a counter invader while collecting the heavy crates, arc lights, or any objective you and your fire team will have to do. You will have to multitask while dealing with an invader, which is why I would advise you to talk with your team unless the invader's not really good at PvP or hurting the players. The chances of that is pretty low, to be honest. When a skilled PvP player finds out they can get the sweet loot of just killing off guardians instead of playing the PvE version so much, that will take around 10 to 15 minutes. They will be hanging out all day on it. I'm not a PvP expert, but if there was a fast way for me to get loot and a couple of renegade upgrades and weapons, and I'm pretty good at PvP, and I know the map of my heart and the spawns of the enemies when I take them down, and I know I'll get weapons and loot from it by just invading over and over, I would do it. A skilled PvP invader player will eat away all your revives from your fire team. Remember, you can use the Renegade abilities or the Renegade coins at the invader. There is another problem I should mention. The invaders can use the Renegade abilities against you. They can call their break power or the behemoth to one-shot you. It happened to me because I had no idea they can use Renegade abilities. And yeah, I know the brigs are so OP or the behemoths are so OP. I didn't have it on my character, which I regret. Looks like Blitz got bungeed from Cross. If you see an invader that's using the behemoth or the brig, it would be best to pull back with your team. Maybe call the behemoth and use it, or protect yourself with the Vex bubble, or use Renegade ability to protect yourself. The damage from the tether super is pretty useless against the brig with an invader. It was pretty good for PvE, but for invader, it's just not good. You might as well just switch to a golden gun if you're on hunter or a powerful DPS super. The scary part about these invaders is it's really hard to tell when they spawn. There is no description of this player is evaded. You will see his name only if they use their super, or maybe a symbol like this on screen. Then it will tell you there is an invader. The invader can actually just not use their super at all. They could just camp snipe you from far distance, especially if you were doing the heavy crate objectives where you can't run, or you are jumping around from the arc lights, or collecting the arc orbs, or capturing. They can snipe camp you. They could just go on Titan and Thunder Crash you. If you decide to huddle together to find him, they can simply golden gun you from far distance. If they are a skilled PvP player, they can eat your revives and send you back to the ship for giggles. And they get loot from it, and you get very tiny loot when that happens. I'm not even joking around at all. You actually get sent back to the ship with little loot if the invader takes all your revives. Oh my god, I think I just gave PvP ideas about this invading for PvEVP. Let's just pretend I didn't see anything, and I recommend talking with your team. PvP players are gonna eat PvP revives. Blitz called it. I'm calling it. I hope it's not true. Don't tell anyone. It's a big guess from what I see, because maybe I'm over analyzing about this invader, but a skilled PvP player will be dangerous. But Blitz, why not just have a PvP player in a team? I guess that could work. But what if he dies? Then the invader's gonna eat away all the revives like candy. A new player will just scatter around, and the PvP player will prey on them and eat all the revives, and can leave the field with loot. This is my guess of how to be an invader, because I never was one. I think you need death mark materials. It says earn from jobs with invasion. I think I saw this from a vendor as well. It also says you can wager more to increase your rewards. Does that mean how many kills on guardians you need to unalive when wagering more of these materials? That's why I said they are going to eat the PvE revives for loot and for renegade abilities. I actually got the death mark from the Lawless activity. I didn't know until I rewatched my video just now, but oh my god. So that means I could be an invader to eat PvE revives if I want to. I'm pretty sure you know about the vault space. We're getting 300 new slots. Our vault is going to be filled with more weapons and armor with new set bonus. Now the vault has a new version. Let's talk about how to use the new vault. There will be 4 options you can choose to find your gear and weapons. There is all items, weapons, armor, and equipment. All items has the color orange, weapons has the color purple, armor has the color green, and the equipment has the color blue. You will see the filters on the first section. The second one is sort category. The bottom is the pages of your vault. You can use your D-pad on your controller to turn the pages of your weapons and armor. You can use the left analog stick to click the arrow to turn the pages. When you click on weapons and sort by category, there will be more options to pick, such as date added, rarity, power, tier, and slot. Then there will be another option if you want to use the highest power first to lowest, or the opposite. When you select the filter category, you can pick any filter you choose to find in your vault. On the weapon, there is the slot, archetype, damage type, ammo type, new gear, gear tier, rarity, masterwork, duplicates, good for cleaning the vault, and locked. Slot has the option of kinetic energy and power weapons. You can select by pressing X button. You can press the X button again to unselect. You can press triangle button to select all, or square button to deselect all. Archetype shows all weapons from the game you choose. For example, let's say I want to pick machine gun or bows, then I click that and it will show only bows and submachine guns. Damage type options for you is to pick weapons and builds, for example. Damage type is to pick the elements for your builds. For example, I want a all arc build for my Titan and Void. Ammo type is for primary, special, or heavy. This one is really good, especially if you're planning for builds to try out. New gear is basically to check your old gear and weapons. or the new ones. I'm pretty scared because I have a lot of old god rolls that I don't want to delete. Gear tier is the filter of all tiers of your weapons or armor. This one is really good because I do need to delete a couple of tier 3 and 4 weapons and armors. Rarity is basically if you have white, blue, purple, gold weapons or armor. This is great for cleaning up your vault, especially if you have blue weapons or white weapons. Masterwork is basically masterwork or not masterwork weapons. Same with duplicate and for lock. Now let's take a look at the armor. The armor color is green. It's basically almost the same as the weapon category. There is some extra stuff that you might like. All is similar, just like the weapon category. So first we got the armor slot. There is armor to pick for helmet, arms, chest armor, leg, and class. Class, we get to see all 3 characters, Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. The arc type is the filter of the stats. This is really good for making builds like focusing on a Paragon mix with Specialist, for example, or Paragon with Gunner build. New gear filter is to show the new gear or the old gear from your vault. We also got the gear tier for tier armor. Masterwork is for filters we have. Masterwork or not. Rarity, the same thing as weapons, is armor of white, green, blue, and purple, and gold. Duplicates is the same as the weapon category. Lock is to see lock or unlock armor. And the last one, which is different, the set bonus. When you click the set bonus, you can find all the bonus armor you have in your vault. This is really good, especially when you are going for a build you want to make for your fire team, for raids, dungeons, and for solo. You can even see the new set bonus armor for the Renegades. This is so good, and I really like that I can finally find the set bonuses armor for my builds instead of just going to each one, which takes forever. And to check if I'm missing a couple of pieces for my build. For all items, the orange one, it's for all armor and weapons. For new gear, gear tier, rarity, masterwork, duplicates, and lock. This is all I can talk about for the vault. Now this is the only con I see, but this is something very touchy subject. The only con I see for many players that might disagree with me is if you are on PlayStation or Xbox controller, you will have to combo with your D-pad and your analog stick to explore the vault. I sometimes feel the circle cursor feels a bit slow for me. I think in the future there should be an option to change the speed of the little circle cursor for players who play on PlayStation or an Xbox controller. That way we can navigate the vault much more smoothly. I feel if I was in a LFG team and my team wants me to put new gear and a void submachine gun with an exotic bow plus a armor set bonus, it would take time for me. It won't be super fast. I mean, there's just no way I can grab all this stuff under a minute, for example. Some LOG players get so impatient to the point they kick off players. Overall, the new vault's really good, and I like the choosing of what I need to find instead of going one by one when trying to clean my vault for over 4 hours. I really want that circle cursor to get a buff for PlayStation and for Xbox controllers. Let's talk a bit about the Renegade abilities. As you know, we can use it for the Lawless Frontiers. The invaders can also use the Renegade abilities too. I feel the Renegade abilities are going to be OP and powerful. I use a couple of them and seen other players use other Renegade abilities such as calling the Behemoth or the Brig or having a Vex bubble. You will hear a lot of ding, ding, ding every time you use it. You need the Renegade charges to use it, or if you run out and if you see one, then you will want to pick it up. You will find a shiny chest to collect the charges. They are super easy to find, so make sure you tell your team to pick it up too, because you definitely need it if you are dealing with the invaders. Let's take a look at the abilities you can choose. You can choose 2 at a time. You will need to unlock the Renegade abilities from the vendor. When you reach a new social hub called the Tharsis Outpost, you will pick a clan you want to pledge, or in other words, you can ally with you would need to ally with the syndicate. You can increase your reputation to get weapons and abilities. Each of the clan has their own weapons and renegade abilities you can upgrade and farm. For example, I pledged the Tharsis Reformation. You can see the little icon on the right side from the screen. The second one is called the Totality Division and the Pikers. In the middle of the map of the social hub, it is called the Tharsis Cantina. You will see a bartender and a cute servitor. You will see the shank where you can choose to equip the renegade abilities. But seriously, isn't the servitor so cute and adorable? Here is the equipped section where you can only pick 2 of them at a time. For example, I picked the Vex Deflector and Revitalize. The second section is the Renegade ability selection you can choose. The ability I choose is level 7. You will need to upgrade them to the max to make your Renegade more power. The second one is called the Recon Shank. You can call the shank that can reveal the location of hostiles. Wait a minute. And now the train is here because even a train is suspicious. Does that mean if the invader uses this ability, they can find all of us and snipe us or use the golden gun? Wait, I'm reading the upgrades. It says here that you can pin the invader location. I definitely would want to upgrade this one. Next is the Strafing Run. It calls down the power of the airstrike from the ship that can damage and scorch enemies in target area. Next is the Imperium Drop Pod. You can call down the modified Imperium Drop Pod. It could damage the components or the enemies on impact. It also can contain weapon ammo. If you are always running out of ammo, you can use this Renegade ability to get ammo and for your team. Next is the Imperium Behemoth. You can call in the Imperium Behemoth machine. Now this one sounds really cool, so I would definitely be trying this ability. Next is the Piker Motar that launches homing missiles at targets. This could be good for dealing an invader. A big maybe. Next is the Falcon. You can call in the Falcon attack vehicle that provides both mobility and offensive support in the field. Next is the Vex Deflector. This one calls in a defensive Vex Reflector drone that absorbs and reflects incoming fire. Well, that explains why I didn't do any damage when the invader was using it. Targets who pass through the drone are damaged and jolted. Allies who enter are amplified. Now this sounds pretty OP to me. I mean, imagine I call in the Behemoth, the Brig Behemoth, and I put a Vex Deflector at the same time. I'll pretty much be unstoppable or powerful. Wait a second. So is that what happened to me when I got bungeed? I feel like the Behemoth's gonna be OP and I think a lot of players will be using it. The last one is called the Vex Stun Field. It can create Vex Strive that blinds and damage targets. These Renegade abilities are going to be very powerful. I'm sure a lot of players will have a lot of fun of using it, especially for the new activities. This is the Reformation Clan. You can see the rewards where you can level up your Renegade abilities and weapons. For example, rank 2, it says you can access the gear shop for all for nothing and Forceful Blade for credits. Rank 3 says you can level up your Vex Stun Field through level 4, and there's a shader too. They also have weekly shipment rewards and to upgrade the Renegade abilities. This clan has the Vex Deflector and the Vex Stun Field. The level upgrades are level 1 through 7. I forgot to mention that Spider is also a vendor and you can upgrade abilities. It looks like Spider has the Strafing Run, Revitalize, and the Recon Shank. I definitely would like the Recon Shank. There are rewards you can get from Spider. It looks like there's another way to get the Deathmark currency. It says requires for engage in invasion. If you look at here, you can exchange the Deathmark to earn rewards. Here is the vendor for the Totality Division. Here is the reputation rewards and another cool shader. It looks like they have their own weapons for you to farm if you join them. If we look at the Renegade abilities, they have the Behemoth, the Brig, and the Imperium. So high DPS and ammo. I have a feeling everyone's gonna pick them first. Next is the Piker's Vendor. Alright, let's see if they have anything good. It looks like they have their own shader. The Renegade abilities they have is the Piker Shop, the Piker Chop, and the Piker Motar. They have the snipers and even the heavy weapon for legendary. So it looks like they have a sniper for heavy weapons. Here's an example to ally with the clan or pledge the clan. For example, let's just say I got all the Renegade abilities, the weapons, or just the abilities. I just want to go to a different one. You can ally, let's just say the Pikers, and I can upgrade the new Renegade abilities and level it up the reputation and farm weapons. Or I could just focus on leveling up the vendor, then later on focus on the God Roll weapons. Later. I think everyone will love the new social hub. Just watch out with the invaders. Like I said before, they will eat your revives like candy or like glimmer. When you are using the Renegade coins on your controller, you press the R3 button. Then you can choose which ones you can use with your melee button or grenade button. To cancel your Renegade, you press R3 again to return your loadout. Now let's talk about what if you are in Prismatic and you want to press R3 and L3 at the same time. Well, I tested out. Unfortunately, I sometimes accidentally switch to the Renegade abilities instead of my Prismatic Transcendence. It's possible that you might want to keybind your Transcendence if you are playing on Xbox or PlayStation controller, so the Renegade coins won't switch accidentally. This may be a disagreement because it's a very touchy subject. I would definitely try it out without changing your Transcendence. If it is getting in the way of your Prismatic build, then I advise you to change it instead of having it L3 and R3. I haven't figured out the best to move it, maybe on the D-pads. I want to share that there are over 30 weapons for the Renegade expansion. I was trying out a couple of weapons and a lot of weapons have a lot of inspiration from Star Wars. If you love the color of black and red, especially for the tier 5, you will like the weapons very much. If you look closely at the colors, it is moving mixed with orange and warm colors. Here are some of the weapons I was checking out, and we'll show you some of the weapons I have used. So I was using all for nothing, and yes, I will show you the tier 5 version. This weapon will probably be very fun to use for the Renegades. There is a sniper called the refurbished A499. I was testing out a bit. I was using this for solo ops. It was really good for DPS, especially with artifact mods. I feel this legendary sniper might be powerful for the Renegades expansion, and I feel snipers are going to be the meta. Here are more weapons for new Renegades. This one is the M-17 Fast Talker submachine gun. This is a balanced heat weapon frame with 900 RPM. There are new perks from the new weapons, for example, like calling the cooling bubbles. Let's just call it bubbles. Blitz, it's not called bubbles. Bubbles. Next is the Conspiracy Han Sniper Rifle. The damage is stasis type and the RPM is 140, and it is the Dymatic heat weapon. Next is the Compact Defender Sidearm. Damage type is void with the RPM of 360. It also has the Dymatic heat weapon. This is the Hand Cannon, the Uncivil Discourse. With the RPM of 180, the damage type is arc. You will see there's so many weapons for the next Renegades. Now this auto rifle has the balanced heat weapon with RPM of 450. It has the burning admission, which I know everyone's very familiar with this perk, and it has heal clip. Here are some of the weapons I'll be showing you. And if you want more details for these weapons, because I haven't had a chance to test it out, each of them, I'm going to put a link in the description below of content creators who have talked more details for each of the weapons and the god rolls of you should definitely farm. I will tell you the one weapon I'm definitely going to get is the heavy sniper and the bitter end with the tricky charge and jolting feedback. I feel like that weapon, that machine gun is going to be really good for builds, especially on Titan. And also, I'm definitely going to refarm the Riptide. There's just so many weapons, so you're definitely going to have a lot of fun. So, remember when I said you might ditch the axe for the saber sword after using it for 5 minutes? I'm not joking at all. This new exotic weapon is so powerful, I think it might be the meta for next season, especially from what I've seen from the artifact mods. There are artifact mods for the buff for swords. I feel that the saber sword will be the meta, or might be the meta. When I was using it, you can use light swings. You can use light swing attacks and heavy. When guarding, you can protect yourself with the saber sword and attacks from enemies. When you are guarding, you can deflect the attack fire from the Vex or from enemies, and you can hurt them while you are using your guard for your sword. So this exotic sword is for the kinetic, so it's not a special and it's not for a heavy. I think it's really cool because it's really rare to have a sword to even be in the kinetic slot. Usually we have it for special or for heavy, especially for heavy for exotics. You can customize your sword from crystals to change the color from your exotic weapon. The colors I will show you is red, green, and blue. But Blitz, what if I want girly colors? You know, girly colors. There's actually more colors you can unlock, but I can't spoil it. You will find out at the Renegade expansion. Remember, you can get this sword from the exotic mission. It's definitely worth of checking it out. Another exotic is called the Service of Luzaku machine gun. This is a Strand machine gun that can make threatening cocoons. For me, I like to call them the cocoons. Without aiming, hip firing while shooting, you can heal these Strand mini cocoons and they will keep hatching threatenings to attack the surrounding enemies and mini bosses. You can also heal your fire team when you hip fire with the machine gun. There's so much Strand builds you can use for this weapon and prismatic. This exotic is another inspiration from Star Wars. This exotic bow is called the Heirloom. I wish I had more footage to be able to show you guys. You can aim with this weapon and get precision shots. There are so many interesting exotics this season. Remember, we were checking out the vault and it showed the set bonus filter. Let's take a look at them. From what I see, it looks like there are set bonus for armor from PvP and PvE and more. This is the Ferropotent 4D base portal for PvE. Next is the new Demotic for trials. They have the Sage Protector for the dungeon, Shrewd Survivor from Destination, Swordmaster for Pinnacle Ops PvE, Striving Survivor from Destination, and Wild Anthem from Base Crucible or PvP. Let's take a look at the exotic armor. Each character next season will have their own exotic, which means you get to make new builds. This is the Hunter exotic called the Fortune's Favor. I feel this exotic might be quite powerful for PvP than for PvE. PvE, it just depends on the difficulty. If the enemies are super spongy, or in other words, super tanky, then the exotic shield may not be active and the extra perks around it. There's no 100% testing, but that's just my predictions. There is this exotic called the Diamesophiscian. I do like this exotic. I feel this exotic is going to be fun for solo builds. This exotic kind of reminds me of the Stag and maybe a hint of the Fragment aspect for the Frost. Now this is kind of similar but way better. When you pop a rift, you will suspend enemies, and that's insane. When defeating these suspension targets or suspended targets, they can heal you. Now think about it. If you are in Glassway and there are Rivens teleported left and right, you can pop the rift and suspend Rivens and barrier champions. And then when you take down the Rivens, you get your health back. I feel this exotic is going to be so nice for solo, Strand builds, and probably prismatic Warlock. The Titan exotic is called the Prastic Vestment. Arc power final blows build up for the jetpack fuel. While airborne or while in the air, you double press circle to charge your jetpack. On release, you activate the jetpack with a force blast of the exhaustion air energy. Then flies towards a distant base of the charge. When heading the enemies, you can unleash the blinding blast of energy and gain bonus on your melee stat. This one's really cool. They have a jetpack and you can temporarily fly and hit enemies from it. I'm definitely gonna pick Titan first when a Renegades expansion is released. It looks so cool and it feels so Titan. The power of the jetpack, where Warlock and Titan can't have one. Okay, I do feel bad for the Hunter because if they had a jetpack, I'm sure the jump would be a bit too OP. My impressions is I feel GMs or Grandmasters might be coming back. On the Twid, in public, we had read about the hint of they will have a rotation weekly for Grandmaster and will have Nightfall vibes. And overall, I feel they might be coming back and a lot of players will be happy about it. not only Nightfalls, but for raids and dungeon weekly challenges. A lot of skilled solo players will be coming back during the Renegade expansion. The Vanguard alerts might be the new home for the veteran players. This is going to be the end of my video. Thank you so much for each and one of you for taking your time to watch my video and your support. I wouldn't be able to make this video without your support. But Blitz, didn't I support your channel? For being a guardian troll, I guess. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.